Strong Customer Authentication, or SCA, means customers will have to take extra steps to pay online with a card. But what will it take to get consumers and businesses ready in time for its introduction? SCA, mandated by EU regulation, involves upgrading payment systems at card schemes, payment processors, banks, merchants, and service providers. To launch SCA without trouble, a smooth customer transition for businesses big and small is key. So just how ready is the industry for the compliance deadline of the 14th of September 2019? Most websites load in 1 second or less. With SCA, load times are much longer and cause frustration and confusion for users. Leading SCA providers can't even commit to loading times better than 4 to 8 seconds. Which is an eternity for a customer to wait to complete a single step for an e-commerce transaction. This is because service providers are not ready for the high volume of traffic after the compliance date. This will result in customers abandoning shopping carts by the millions, causing considerable losses for businesses throughout Europe. And there's more bad news. Requests for SCA will increase from approximately 2% to up to 40% following the compliance date. If load times are slow now, and authentication requests increase after the 14th of September, we can expect even longer delays, payment failures, and more lost sales and increased customer frustration. SCA means cardholders will have to input 2 forms of identification to check out. Customers will need to have a mobile number stored with their bank or have the bank's app installed with notifications so they can receive and input one-time passwords. But EU banks report that they do not have mobile phone numbers for 15 to 35% of their customers. These customers are unable to get one-time passwords via SMS, and only 20 to 60% of cardholders have their bank's mobile app installed, which is another route to receive a one-time password. Banks will need to send passwords by email or their banking website, so customers will need to go through several extra steps to finish checkout. Online shopping will become more time-consuming and difficult, and many customers will give up. In a worst-case scenario, customers may accidentally abandon checkout and be disappointed and confused when their order does not arrive. Imagine the customer experience. Payment failures will result in people being locked out of their accounts, packages not arriving, and streaming services becoming disrupted. Suddenly, the convenience of online shopping becomes a huge inconvenience. Contributing to the problems of SCA is the fact that many banks today still use old technology, 3D Secure version 1.0. Unfortunately, this is not up to speed with SCA requirements after the September deadline. The current version 1.0 experience is not what customers expect. It is not mobile-enabled, and enrollment is difficult. Today, about 50% of e-commerce purchases come from mobile devices, meaning that half of these transactions just won't work. Industry surveys show that many banks won't upgrade to the latest technology before September. The newer technology has a smoother experience, including letting customers whitelist their trusted merchants. While the industry are still on the old version 1.0 authentication technology, merchants can't even fully test SCA, putting compliance at risk. So what are the challenges for small businesses? The bottom line? They are not ready. In fact, 75% of small businesses are not even aware this requirement exists, so they're not thinking about problems SCA can bring to the customer experience. Small businesses can't be SCA ready by the 14th of September compliance date. Millions of online entrepreneurs in Europe are not even aware of this regulation and don't have the IT resources to comply in time. Today, there are about 23.5 million small e-commerce businesses in Europe, making up 99% of online businesses. In 2020, these small businesses will account for over €75 billion in sales volume, or 20% of e-commerce sales in Europe. One estimate is that 13% of transactions in 2020 will be abandoned due to SCA, equaling €50 billion in lost sales volume. So, what can be done? Well, regulators can avoid economic disruption by delaying the enforcement. Based on industry plans, the delay should be at least 12 months to September 2020 or later. This will allow card schemes, payment processors, banks, merchants and service providers more time to launch SCA without harming consumers or businesses. The industry is not ready to meet the 14th of September 2019 deadline. Protect customers and small businesses. Delay SCA.